Hello, Basim. Hello, Basim. Yes, welcome to Filo, Basim. Welcome to Filo. My name is Akansha Basim. How may I help you? Yes, Basim. How may I help you? Okay, Basim, let's read the question then. So the question is saying, name the two benefits of allowing. So basically, it's saying name two benefits of allowing private companies. So private companies to harvest trees. So basically, Wasim, do you know what is the meaning of harvest? Do you know what is the meaning of harvest? Let's see. Yes, okay. So basically, let me tell you, it's basically, let's see once more. So the question is asking what are the benefits of allowing the private companies to harvest trees, means to cut the trees, to cut the yield on federally owned land in national forest. Okay. So basically, can say that basically we can say what are the benefits? So the private companies will reap in more benefits and profits from the trees, isn't it? So actually, see, private land. Anything private means the private companies are actually basically federally owned means it's a government land. Okay. So what is the link? We can say that if the private companies are linking it with the government owned national forest, then it is increasing the, we can say, the rate of employment, isn't it? It is increasing the rate of employment so that the private sector is merging with the government sector and the rate of employment, the employment increases. Did you get my point? Yes, Basim, they have to pay heavy fees, absolutely. But let me tell you, the private companies are also very rich. Okay. They know the techniques. Actually, see, government owned areas are there, but the government techniques, government doesn't want to invest in modern techniques. The private companies with their modern techniques, actually they help in what? They help in sustainable forest harvesting. Okay. So yes, so private companies, although they have to pay heavy fees, but they use extremely modern machinery. Okay. So private companies ultimately they are a benefit. Basically they are increasing the, we can say, the harvest rate, the loss is very much reduced. Okay. The time span, the government can, if the government can harvest the crop in 10 days, the private company will do it in 2 days. Just remember, it is 5 times the government company, no? So the private companies actually, what they do, they, private companies help in sustainable forest uh, harvesting. Okay. Without basically hampering the soil fertility and without hampering the other qualities of the soil and the forest, they help in sustainable forest harvesting. So why doesn't the government invest in better equipment from tax? So Basim, just let, basically you already know that the government is quite corrupted, no? The government will not at all think for the people or the basically the heritage of the country, no? It is definitely true. The government will not invest. It is saying, okay, the work is going to be done, great. It is taking 10 days, let it be. But they will not pay any attention. And these workload, actually, the delay in the work, actually, what happens sometimes the crops, they might rot away. The harvesting is done late, The crops might rot away, leading to the losses. So when private companies are involved in this forest harvesting process, then what happens? It increases, basically, first of all, it decreases the loss, saves time by the use of modern machinery. Okay, is it clear, Bashir? Is it clear? Okay, Bashir, any other doubts? Okay, Bashir. So let's quickly summarize what we basically the what is the answer of this question. So first of all, the question says why private companies should be involved in tree harvesting in the federally owned Indian, basically national forest. Okay. So our answer was private companies, they have modern machinery, so they can do the work in very less time, leading to a decrease in loss, first of all. And decrease in loss means what is happening? It is not hampering the ecological balance. So it is basically hailing for the sustainable forest harvesting process. Okay, clear? If you have doubts anywhere, you can ask. Okay, if you want me to repeat the thing, I will repeat it. No problem. No problem in that. You can, if you have any issues, ask me. So basically, see, we are having the two. Basically, see, two benefits are there. First of all, sustainable forest harvesting is the first one, and then second one is decrease the loss, saves the time by use of modern machinery. That is leading to the, let me write it, increase in employment, leading to financial security. Okay, so this is the second benefit. Okay, Bashim. Anything else, Bashim? Yes, Bashim. If you have any problem in biology or life sciences, you can ask. Okay. Yes, please ask, Bashim. Okay, let's see. This simulation is rigid to ensure that you run out of trees. How could the forest manager change things to make the harvest sustainable? This simulation is rigged to ensure that you run out of trees. So basically, here we have to focus on the role of forest manager, isn't it? Okay, let's see. So what he can do to make the harvest sustainable. So basically, do you know the meaning of sustainable? Let's see. Okay. So basically, sustainable means using it in the present but caring it for the future as well, so that it remains for the future generations. Okay. So sustainable forestry belongs to a highly responsible and thoughtful strategies which are done to basically, we can say, for forest farming, because it preserves forest heritage for years to come. Okay. So forest, we know they are an invaluable resource, but let's see what are the aims. So first of all, the forest manager, we are discussing the role of forest manager, what he can do. Yes, maintenance. Forest manager means managing the things. Okay. So the role of the forest manager is of utmost important out here. How is he managing that the forest is sustainably harvested? Okay. So the main approach is basically the very existence of the forest lands. So forest manager must ensure the safety of the forest lands. No human interference which will hamper the forest land is accepted. Forest lands. Okay. So what else he can do? He can basically we can say, wait. Yes. So there are certain organs for it. What are the principles we can say? The principles involve the overall development, economic, social, and ecological aspects. Okay. So forest manager can do it both ways. He can also improve the economic way, and he can also help in the, we can say, the ecological aspects of the forest development. Okay. So the forest manager, yes, must ensure the safety of the forest lands. Basically, we can say that he can make efforts to decrease the biodiversity loss by supporting a lot of flora and fauna in his area under consideration. Okay. So loss of flora and fauna can be kept under check. In any case, the trees should not be harmed. That is the main thing. Okay. So it is the responsibility of the forest manager to look into the forest officers whether they are doing their work or not. He is on continuous rounds to see whether all thing is working or not. Okay. Is it clear? What if the manager is corrupt? Then just think of it. You basically, the area will be lost. The forest lands will be reduced. That area will not be there for the, basically, we aim at sustainability. So sustainability will not be achieved. That is our main aim. Sustainability will not be achieved. Suppose if I say that the situation arises that in the forest some trees are infected with a fungus. Okay. Some trees are infected with a fungus. So here the role of forest manager comes in, that he has to advise his officers to quickly basically remove that infection with the help of either the chemicals or the medicines or anything like that. But if the forest manager is corrupt and he doesn't care about the trees, that fungal infection will spread to more trees, leading to the loss of basically trees, and ultimately harvest will be affected. The forest land will be basically lost. Okay. Yes. Is this clear, Bashir? Okay. Anything else? If you have anything else to ask, you can ask, Bashir. Okay, please send the questions. Name the three ways to reduce demand for forest products. So first, basically it is saying name three ways. Okay. So basically, what are the forest products that we get? Yes, paper. So what we can do, we can recycle paper. Let me write it down. So paper. What we can do, the paper which is once used, we can recycle it. Okay, we can make it chlorine free. You know the best, basically the company which is called the Classmate is recycling paper with the help of chlorine, isn't it? So for paper we can say yes. So recycling paper is one of the ways. Of course, Basim, we can follow the 3 R's. You know what are the 3 R's in ecology or in environmental science? The 3 R's. Can you tell me what is the full form? The R stands for, first of all, what we can do, reduce the use of forest products. How can we do it? We need to find the alternatives for it, isn't it? Then only we can reduce the use. So alternatives to forest products. Then what we can do, reduce. If we can't reduce it, we can definitely reuse it. Reuse the forest products. Once the main use is completed, fine, well and good, no problem. But we can reuse it in some other way. Okay? Reuse the things. Then last one, we can say reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay, reduce, reuse, recycle. So paper is a plant product, we know, organic material. It can be recycled. Okay? So we can follow the principle of 3 R's in order to reduce the use of forest products. Then we can also aim at sustainable development. So how can we do it? We should plant more and more trees. Okay? So there should be laws which should be made by the government to ensure that the forests are basically preserved. Okay? So forest conservation, basically awareness programs should be made. Awareness should be spread everywhere. Okay? Stating the harmful effects that we are basically putting the pressure on the forest for our needs. We should plant more and more trees so that if one tree is cut, in return we are planting another tree. Okay? So definitely we can go paperless, no? Nowadays it's a basically we can say digitized. Everything is digitized. So we can move on paper to paperless. What are your ideas about it? What do you think from your side, dear? Any ideas? What we can do? We are the citizens, yes. Wouldn't it cost the government more money to go paperless? So basically, Basim, you can basically yes. Let me tell you one thing: digitization. Okay. First of all, if I talk about the areas where villages are there, okay. In case of villages, definitely they know how to write on paper. They don't know how to go paperless. But government can start from the areas where it is already paperless, make that area entirely paperless. Move on to educate the uneducated people. So education is more or less necessary everywhere. Okay? Educate the uneducated people regarding the use of paper. Give them the chance to go paperless. There has to be campaigning done, isn't it? Campaigns should be held. Yes. So more money, basically, let me tell you, once it might take some money,